there was a time period where I made more money than John, and God had to really deal with me because I thought, well, I'm doing better than him. Like, I'm doing better than him financially. I'm solving problems better. And I treated my husband like he was a child, not like he was my husband. And he responded by acting like a boy. And I think we were married, I think it was probably our 4th year of marriage. And I remember I was in the shower and he said to me, "You don't think John's a good head of the household, do you?" And I said, "No, I know he's not." And he said, "You think you can do it better?" I said, "I'm doing it better." He said, "It's a yoke to you, Lisa, but it's a mantle to John. Throw it off." And I said, "God, if I throw it off, nothing's going to get done.
It's a yoke to you.
But it's a mantle to John."
Wow.
Yeah. He said, "Throw it off." And I said, "If I throw it off, nothing's going to get done." He said, "John likes you doing it. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do." And then I had a rewind of all these interactions where I had been demeaning with my husband. My husband would say, "Should we do this or this?" I'd be, "Do this." And he'd be like, "I think I'll do this." I'd be like, and it would be a disaster. And I'd be like, "See, I told you not to do it." And I thought that would make him feel closer to me, but it actually pushed him away because men need to be respected and women need to be needed. But I elevated my need to be needed over his right to be respected. And so I remember I started crying when I saw how I'd acted. I was so heartbroken. And I wondered why we didn't have intimacy. It was uncomfortable when we prayed together. And I came out of the shower and I was crying. And I said, "John, I am so sorry. I thought submission meant that if I agreed with you, we did it. And if I didn't, I fought you." And I said, "I'll quit my job tomorrow." I said, "I just want to be one with you." And John said, "You don't need to quit your job, but I do think you need to quit thinking you're the source." And there's a big difference. You can work full time and know God's your source and you'll have peace. Or you can be a stay-home mom and think you're the source and you'll be stressed. So it's all about where you're attaching your source to. And I watched my husband go from a boy to a man when I went from being his mother. I started being his wife, his bride, his woman who celebrated him, who spoke strength to his strength instead of attacking his weaknesses.